Zionism began as an evangelical Christian project before it became a Jewish one. That the whole idea that the return of the Jews to Palestine is part of a divine scheme that will precipitate the second coming of the Messiah, the resurrection of the dead, and maybe the beginning of 1,000 years of Jesus's rule. The pressure of those evangelical Christians who, together with British imperialists, brought together, first of all, a non-Jewish support for the idea of what they would call the return of the Jews to Palestine and the replacement of the Palestinian with a Jewish kingdom or state or republic, depends on who we are talking about. Now, it means that already throughout the 19th century, people were discussing the fate of Palestine and the Palestinians without the Palestinians being aware that they are becoming a regional project or even a global project of colonization. And I was surprised to see how much this kind of thinking influenced the early Jewish supporters of Zionism, because I always thought that this were kind of two discrete projects that had nothing to do with it. But then I read a diary by one of the most important early Zionists, Eliezer ben Yehuda, who reinvented the Hebrew language. He was very much influenced by evangelical Christianity and changed his mind about Zionism in the sense that he said, yes, we should redefine Judaism, not as a religion, but as a nationalism, but I think they're right. It should happen in Palestine and not anywhere else. So there was an impact of that kind of thinking, the imperial thinking, the theological thinking, coming from Christianity on the very nascent, very small number of Jewish intellectuals who thought that the best solution for anti-Semitism in Central and Eastern Europe was to create or establish a Jewish state in Palestine. So that's the beginning, which, as you can probably understand today, is not just an intellectual or an interesting forgotten chapter of the past. It's still a very relevant alliance that is still working today.
بیشتر بدانیم